Hello everyone, welcome to Twitter Marketing, how to grow your business one tweet at a time. It looks like nowadays everybody's using Twitter and all these gurus promise us that we can get a lot of marketing benefits from it, but I've seen very few people using Twitter effectively. We've done Twitter marketing for a few clients and I use Twitter a lot myself. So today I'm going to share with you everything I know, what works and what doesn't. Let's start by talking about the basics of Twitter. And I'm going to go to my, okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. So I assume that most of you are already using Twitter. So I'm not going to talk about the very basics, but let's talk a little bit about what you see on your home screen. I mean, here's where you, of course, where you can tweet. Here's where you can, search for people or other tweets. And then you have this tab that shows you people who mention you, people who are retweeting stuff. And we're going to talk about the searches and the list tabs a little later. Two things that you need to keep in mind. To attract new Twitter followers, you need a really nice background, and I've seen that it's a lot easier for people to get more followers when they have a nice background and B, a really nice profile. So I'm going to click on my photo here, and I'm going to show you the two elements of a good profile. I found that smiling pictures, for some reason, work a lot better at getting people to follow you. And then in just one sentence, I say what I do. I'm a serial entrepreneur and founder of the outsourcing company. And then I have a link to my blog. And I found that when you link to your blog, it's a lot more effective than when you link to your homepage of your website. Okay, and make sure that when you put your link here, you put the http // before the www, because that's going to make the link an actual link that people can click on. Let's go back to the Twitter page. So here I have the people I'm following and people that are following me. And here I have all my old tweets and my latest tweet. Okay, so these are the basics of Twitter. Let's go back to the presentation. Let's talk about the right way or the most effective way to format your tweets. This is a tweet by Chris Voss, and I really like this one because he's doing a couple of things very well here. He's capitalizing every the first letter of every word. Okay, and that's, for some reason, some crazy reason, this works a lot better than if you don't do it. And then he has a link right here, and he has a call to action to retweet this. And people retweet your links or retweet your tweets twice as much when you have a call to action to retweet. So it's just a single word that you can put there, retweet this, or whatever, however you want to word it. But just by asking people to retweet your stuff, they'll do it a lot more. The other thing you need to keep in mind is that people retweet tweets with links 3 times more than they retweet other tweets. These are two very similar tweets that I did myself, and they look a lot like the one I showed you before. I wanted to show you this too because I'm using hashtags. And hashtag is a keyword preceded by the #. And this allows for people searching for this # Portland, for example, or # Facebook keywords to find you. Let's talk about the following followers ratio and the daily following limit. You can follow up to 2,000 people no matter how many people follow you back. Now, if you go over, if you want to follow more than 2,000 people, then you can only follow 10% more of the people who follow you. Let me give you an example. If 5,000 people follow you, you can follow 5,500 people. If 10,000 people follow you, you can follow 11,000 people. Okay? And as far as the daily following limit, you can follow 200 new users every day. Let's talk about how to get Twitter followers. As with everything else in social media marketing, having quality followers is a lot more important than having a lot of them. But still, I mean, it's always good to have a lot of quality followers. So let's talk about the two main ways you can get followers. The first one is organically, getting people to follow you first. And the second one is to follow users so they follow you back. So let's talk about how you can get Twitter followers organically. You can put a link to follow us on Twitter on your website, on your blog. You can invite people to follow you on Twitter in your email newsletter. You can have a link to your Twitter profile in your email signature, your business cards, and if you publish content on other sites, like if you're a guest blogger or if you publish your articles or videos on other forums or discussion boards, groups, you can always include a link to your Twitter page. Now let's talk about the other way you can get followers. You can follow people so they follow you back. So how do you search for people to follow? There are basically 4 main ways I use. The first one is to search by location. Let's say you have a Harley-Davidson dealership in Portland, Oregon. So you want people in Portland, Oregon to follow you. You also want people who are tweeting about Harley-Davidson, because obviously if they're tweeting about it, they have some sort of interest in Harley-Davidson. You want people who have Harley-Davidson in their profiles. I mean, these are huge fanatics of the brand or whatever you're selling. Or if someone says in their profiles, I'm a professional tennis player or I love playing tennis, then we know that tennis is really important to them. So if we sell tennis products, we want to look for people who have tennis in their profiles. And finally, follow users who follow the movers and shakers. So if I have a Harley-Davidson dealership in Portland, Oregon, I want to see who's following the Harley-Davidson brand. And these are people that I want for them to follow me. Okay? So there are 2 ways to get followers. The first one is free. You can just go, you can just do this on the Twitter platform. The other one is to use a software called TweetAdder. Actually, there are a few of them. And just so you know, I have no affiliation with this software whatsoever. So I have really no interest in promoting this product. However, this is the one I use, and I couldn't recommend it enough. It's going to save you a lot of time. It's $50, so it's a paid software, but it will save you a lot of time. So let me go to this software and show you how it works. Okay, you can search for users who are tweeting about Harley-Davidson, for example. I'm going to copy this for later. So you click on search, and this software works it's actually a 2-step process. In the first process, you find users that you want to follow. In the second step, you follow these users. So yeah, this is working. I'm going to stop it because I don't want to keep you guys looking at this. But this found about 600 people tweeting about Harley-Davidson. So usually I click on check all, and then I save them. Okay, so I save this, and then the other way you can search is by people who have Harley-Davidson in their profiles. So again, the same process is going to find a couple of these, and I'm going to stop it now. But it's going to give me another list of people I want to follow. You can you can search by location. My zip code is 97225, and let's say I want to find people that are 25 miles around my zip code. So I can search. It's gonna it's gonna give me a list. And again, I'm gonna stop this because I don't want to waste your time. But you can leave it running for a couple of minutes and it's gonna return more results. So here I'll check all these, and I'll click on Save Checked. So all this is doing is creating the list of people you want to follow. And finally, you can follow people who are following a given user. So I'm gonna go to Twitter, and I'm gonna search for Harley Davidson. And I'm gonna click on people, and this is the official Twitter page for Harley Davidson. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy the username, and I'm gonna paste it in TweetAdder. And it's gonna show me a list of all the people following this. And again, I'm gonna stop this. So it's not gonna get all the results, but you can just keep it running for a little longer. And again, you check them all and you save them checked. So after you've searched for users in these 4 different ways, this is gonna create a list of people you wanna follow. And you just go to follow. You have to make sure the limit is only 200 people per day. So this is the default settings. This is gonna say only 200 people per day, and you just click on start, and that's it. I mean, this software does a lot of the work for you. And then you can follow back people who are following you, and you can also automate this, and you can unfollow people who don't follow you back, because I mean, you're gonna follow a lot of people. Not all of these people will follow you back. So I usually leave this at 100, and then this is a really cool feature. So it says unfollow people who don't follow you after 3 days. So we can assume that if people didn't follow you after 3 days, they're not going to follow you at all, or at least most of them won't. So because we want to keep following people and building an audience, I found that leaving the default settings here is what works the best. You just leave it like 3 days and up to 100 unfollows per day, and you just click on start. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. So again, I mean, there are 2 ways to do this. You can do it the free way, or you can do it the fast way. If money is a big issue for you and you can't afford to pay $50, you can still do this from the Twitter website. This is the most powerful Twitter tactic that I've ever come across. First, you find the movers and shakers. These are the most influential people in your industry. Then you follow them. You add them to a list. So you're gonna be following a lot of people, but you want to put these movers and shakers in a separate list because you want to keep track of these people all the time. And I'll show you in a second how to do it. Then we need to help these people. Once we found them, we need to help them. And we can help them in 2 different ways. We can retweet their stuff. And in case you don't know what retweeting is, it's the equivalent to email forwarding. So every time you retweet something, you're forwarding their tweets to all your Twitter followers. And basically you're playing to these people's ego, right? If you retweet my stuff and you share it with all your